Alright guys, here is the car. You may have seen bits and pieces of it throughout other videos, but I have not done an official reveal of the new paint and the powder coating and the wheels. I think the car looks freaking amazing, especially compared to what it used to look like. Alright, let's talk about these wheels and how I made them fit. You may have seen the video where I did the Agile Performance rear wide fenders. They are about 2 inches over the factory fenders. And I have the Cosmis XT005Rs rear and front. In the back they are 18 by 10 and 18 by 9 up front. And I'll put the full wheel specs and tire specs up on the screen here. So to get them to fit perfectly flush with the rear fenders, I do have a 1/2 inch spacer in the back, and it looks super nice. Pretty much perfect in the back. Loving these over fenders. And I will have a link in the description to the wheels at Cosmis. I highly recommend them. They look absolutely amazing. But unfortunately, I don't like the Agile Performance front fenders. So what I did on the front to make these Cosmis wheels fit, kind of controversial, but I spaced the fender 1/2 inch in the back and 1/4 inch in the front. The passenger side has a slightly worse fitment than the driver's side, but it's still looking so good. Unfortunately, when I rolled this fender, I actually split the metal right there. That crushed my soul a little bit. But if you've been keeping up on the channel, or if you haven't, I did repaint most of the car. Pretty much everything except the A and B pillar and the roof I repainted. So wherever there's gloss is new paint. Well, new to the car. Some of it is a year old now, maybe even more. And obviously the bash bar I powder coated white, and same with the rear. But the new paint is looking so good, especially at 5 or 10 feet. Car looks so freaking good. I'm thinking about either painting or vinyl wrapping the roof black. As you can see, I did the sunroof delete also. Hated that factory sunroof. And so yeah, the upper half of the car is still stock paint, OEM paint, but I want it to be black eventually. Not sure if I want to paint it or wrap it, but I would love to see the top half of the car black. I think that would look sick. So I did do all of this paint by myself with cans, purely cans, partially in a spray booth, partially not in a booth, but all cans. And most of the paint came out really well, except for this hatch. I used a 2K clear, which is supposed to have a hardener in it, but for some reason, this paint didn't really harden, and it's really soft. It's easy to scratch it. You can put fingernail dents in it, so that's a bit depressing. But the rest of the car is looking so good. The Cosmis wheels definitely changed the whole look of the car for the better for sure, and I'm loving the white on red. So I'm still running a 3/4 inch spacer on these front wheels. I could go to a 1/2 inch to eliminate this stick out, but then I would hit the sway bar even more than I do. I do have modified steering knuckles, so I have quite a bit of angle, and at full lock, I hit the sway bar. So yeah, got quite a bit of angle going on, and that's why I hit the sway bar. I could add a steering stop. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that yet, but if I had the stock knuckles, that wouldn't be a problem. But man, that looks so good. Freaking love these Cosmis wheels. So this car has definitely turned around 180 degrees from what it used to look like when I first got it, even just the past year. I hope you guys like it. I'm absolutely in love with it, and I've been putting more and more miles on it every day. I've been driving it more. It's been pretty reliable. Freaking love this thing. And thank you guys so much for watching and making this happen. If you guys didn't watch my channel, this car wouldn't exist and I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So I really appreciate it. So once again, I'll have a link in the description to these wheels, and I'll also have my wheel and tire specs down there below as well, because I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. And I'll also link to the Agile rear over fenders that I have, just so you guys can do this setup if you wanted to as well. Let me know, guys, what you think about the paint and the wheels. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you like what I did with the fenders and whatnot? Post in the comments down below what you think of the car. I'll appreciate any feedback, and definitely let me know what you think.